some time been listening to this conversation.
Oh, Nicole, I'm so glad you came in. You got my thought right away.
And this is a very difficult situation,
yes.
Is it not?
I was simply going to talk to the individual and see if I could get them to perhaps switch off some switches that control them. Surely if these people are intelligent enough to create such things, they ought to be intelligent enough to want to shut off the switches. It is the most incredible and really makes me speechless. I hope you will direct the way.
This is the problem, and it can be resolved, but we need a full agreement of the peoples who are called helpers. They have given or taken from themselves and given to a mechanized creation the full responsibility for their own existence, and they have voluntarily taken something from themselves. It is an attitude of mind. They feel that this will give them the opportunity to devote to the area of inquiry, to inquire as to their own existence. And yet, by the very fact that they have segregated or separated themselves from the whole purpose of their evolution, which is to be involved in every aspect of their existence from the physical point of view, to create all of the necessities of life and to provide for the intercourse between the peoples of their own plane, to give each person a full an equilibrium, a fullness in their lives. And what they have done is they have created a monstrosity which is of their own selves. They have created these electrodes, and these electrodes are, in a sense, they're subconscious.
Yes, I rather assume that, but if they would go far enough, it seems as though now these electrodes want more and more of what they have received from them, and it could be a terribly drastic measure in time.
Yes, this is the development that has occurred in other planes that you have not yet contacted. What would happen, and what could happen, is that these synthetic people would demand to have that human element which they know they have not, and in not being capable of acquiring it, they would then turn upon their creators.
Be dissatisfied. And like it said, we wish to be like them, which shows they are beginning to have desires, and from that will eventually grow feelings. Well, it is beyond me. I was only going to endeavor to try to talk to this individual. And as he said, they were seeking abstract, which I thought maybe they were reaching out with their minds for help themselves.
They are unbalanced in that they have not been seeking for the true understanding of their own creation, their own higher self. They have been looking for this higher self out of themselves. In some form they had felt that it resided in another dimension, and it was not within their own capacities.
Would there be such things as main switches that they could be shut off, or are they all independent?
These artificial peoples called electrodes are not controlled by mechanisms.
No.
The mechanisms are built within themselves of such a sophisticated nature over these many hundreds of thousands of years that they say they existed, that they have regenerated almost. They have themselves are generators. Miniature generators.
Well, it's unfathomable, it's inconceivable. I am nonplussed and stumped.
We can help in this manner. We must approach the man Donatus, and through
Yes.
his questions we shall maintain and explain that the direction in which he is traveling in looking for the answers to the riddle of life is an elusive one, and that he must turn back into himself, as we know, and try to redirect his inquiry and wake him up to the fact that he is in a dangerous position, that he and his people will be destroyed by the very creations.
Yes.
That could possibly...
Yes, that could possibly do it. My main concern was, now, will Electrode permit him to talk and listen, and if he is told anything where he may fear he will lose his position or jurisdiction, I didn't know whether this may possibly cause greater consternation.
We have a way of doing this, and that these electrodes do not understand the nature of spirit.
Of course not.
So that when we speak of these matters, they will not understand.
But the Donatus can be reached through his spiritual self.
Yes.
And our ray beams.
We can help them to become aware of the error of his inquiry. At the present time they believe that being free of the mundane matters of taking care of their physical life would give them the free access to the greater inquiry into the great beyond, as they call it.
Well, how mixed up can you get?
This is a big question mark, and we see that a complete planet can have evolved in a direction which is absolutely lopsided.
It is too bad there are so many of them. This is a dreadful thing. There are so many, and as he said, 200,000 years they have been in existence. Well,
there is an advantage, though, in that the numbers are not as significant. They have no individuality, these electrodes.
Oh, yes.
They are a carbon copy of their leader.
I see.
So let us contact the man Donatus.
Donatus.